They laughed. But that laughter lit a fire. They didn't just laugh behind my back, they laughed in my face. They laughed like I was a joke, like I didn't belong in the same room. They looked at my shoes, at my shirt, at my life, and laughed like it was all a punchline. And you know what's worse than being ignored? Being laughed at when you're already at rock bottom. You ever feel that sting, that heat rising in your chest when someone mocks you like you're less than them? Like you're invisible, but somehow still worth mocking. It wasn't just strangers either. Friends who stopped answering. Family who talked about me like I was a lost cause. Every smirk, every whisper, every rolled eye. It hit like a punch. But here's what they didn't know. That laughter, it didn't break me. It woke me, because behind every laugh I heard a challenge. Stay there. Know your place. Don't even try. And that lit a fire. They thought they were burying me under their jokes. They didn't know they were planting something, and one day they'd see what grew out of that dirt they threw on me. So if you've ever been laughed at, don't shrink. Stand up. Burn hotter. Because their laughter isn't a wall, it's a spark. And it's up to you to decide if you're going to let it burn you down or light you up. When you're broke, the world doesn't whisper. It roars. When you've got nothing in your pocket, the world doesn't get quieter. It gets louder. Louder with judgment. Louder with fake smile. Louder with people pretending not to see you, while making sure you feel seen for all the wrong reasons. When you're broke, people don't ask questions. They assume answers. They assume you're lazy. They assume you're dumb. They assume you're done. And those assumptions, they don't whisper. They shout. You walk into a room and you feel it. The glances, the pauses in conversation, the way people talk around you, not to you. You're not invisible. You're a warning sign, a reminder of what they don't want to be. And even when nobody says a word, it's loud. Loud in the silence of your phone that never rings. Loud in the echo of an empty fridge. Loud in the way the mirror looks at you, like even it's disappointed. The world isn't gentle when you're struggling. It doesn't pull you up, it steps over you. But here's the thing, that noise, that roar. You can drown in it, or you can learn to roar louder. So next time they look at you like you don't matter, remember you're not here to be accepted. You're here to rise. Try swallowing pride for dinner. Ever been so hungry your stomach starts eating itself? So hungry that even the smell of someone else's food feels like a punch to the gut. Now add shame to that plate. That's what it means to swallow your pride for dinner. Asking for help when your voice barely works. Working jobs you swore you'd never take. Doing things that make your soul wince, just to survive. You walk past restaurants you can't afford. Scroll through your phone like the photos of food are enough to keep you going, and you smile through it. You pretend like you're okay because telling the truth feels like failure. But let me tell you something. There's no shame in survival. There's no weakness in doing what you have to do to make it through another day. Swallowing pride might be bitter, but it builds strength in places no one sees. You want to know what real hunger teaches you? It teaches you how bad you really want to change. How deep your fight goes when there's nothing left to hold on to but your will. And if you've ever had to choose between your dignity and your dinner, then you already know. You were built to fight. No pity, no tears, only fire in my gut. I didn't want their pity. Didn't need their sympathy. I didn't want someone to come save me. I wanted revenge, not with fists, not with rage, but with results. I looked at the world that spit me out and said, watch what happens when I stop waiting for a handout and start building with my bare hands. No more crying over what I didn't have. No more sob stories. No more sitting in silence waiting for someone to see my pain. Pain became fuel. Shame became a ladder. Every doubt they threw at me became a brick in the foundation I was building under my feet. And deep in my gut, that fire never died. Every time I felt like quitting, I'd remember the cold nights, the fake friends, the taste of failure. And I'd light that fire again. I stopped asking why it was so hard. I started asking how far I could go. So no, don't feel bad for me. I don't need that. What I need is the struggle. Because the pain, that's what taught me how to fight. Ever been so broke your soul felt empty? There's broke, and then there's soul broke. That kind of broke where you stare at the ceiling at 2 a.m. Not because you can't sleep, but because you can't remember the last time you felt alive. Where it's not just your wallet that's empty. It's your purpose, your belief, your will. You walk around like a ghost, smiling in public, dying in private, laughing with friends, crying in silence. You ever feel that? Where even breathing feels like work, where you start to wonder if this is it, if maybe the best already passed you by. But here's what I learned in that darkness. That empty feeling. It's not a sign you're broken. It's a sign you've still got space left to fill. With fire. With fight. With something real. Sometimes you've got to hit that soul deep low. To finally ask yourself the one question that matters. Am I done? Or am I just getting started? You don't forget the days they laughed. You turn them into fuel. You don't forget those days. The days they mocked you. The days they doubted you. The days they looked at you like you were nothing. They get burned into your memory. Etched in your bones. Carved into your soul. But here's the truth. Those days don't define you. They drive you. You take every smirk, every insult, every door slammed in your face, and you stack them, like wood under a fire. Because while they were laughing, you were learning. While they were judging, you were building. While they were sleeping, you were grinding. And when you rise, you don't rise to clap back. You rise because they were never the goal. The goal was you. Stronger, wiser, unstoppable. So don't forget the pain. Use it. Don't run from the past. Build on it. Because the same pain that almost broke you, that pain will become your power. And one day, they won't be laughing. They'll be watching. Mockery is manure. Let it make you grow. Mockery is like manure. It stinks. It's messy. It's the stuff no one wants thrown at them. But let me tell you something. The same thing that smells like trash. That's what helps roots grow deep. That's what makes flowers bloom strong. That's what turns dry dirt into living ground. So yeah, they might laugh at you, mock your dreams, trash your name, try to bury you in their words. Let them throw it all. Because you're not weak soul, you're a seed. And a seed doesn't scream when it's buried. It grows. It takes the dark, the pressure, the weight, and it pushes upward anyway. So when people throw shade, when they spread lies, when they call you crazy, lazy or lost, take it in, not as poison, as power. Their mockery isn't a wall, it's fertilizer. And if you've got enough fire in your chest, you'll take all that garbage and turn it into growth. So stand tall in the mud, let it hit, let it burn, then bloom right in front of the people who said you never would. Laughed at. Good. That's fuel, not failure. You got laughed at. Good. That means they saw your attempt. That means you were doing something uncomfortable. That means you had the guts to try. While they stood on the sidelines running their mouths. They laughed when I showed up broke. They laughed when I told them I had a plan. They laughed when I worked weekends while they partied. But every time they laughed, it added pressure. It added heat. And pressure and heat make diamonds. You want to know what's worse than being laughed at? Being forgot, being so silent, so still,
so scared to try, that no one even notices you're there. So yeah, let them laugh. Let them point. Let them talk. Because every laugh they threw at me, I caught it. I stored it. And I turned it into drive. While they were laughing, I was moving. I was grinding. I was building. They thought their mockery would break me. It did the opposite. It lit a fire so deep. It burned through every doubt, every delay, every weakness. So if they're laughing at you now, smile. You've got their attention. Now give them something real to watch. The day I killed my wishes and started building reality, there came a day. Not dramatic, not loud, just cold, quiet truth. I looked at my life and realized, wishing wasn't working. Dreaming wasn't building. I had spent years hoping I'd catch a break, hoping someone would notice, hoping life would change on its own. But hope without work is just fantasy, and fantasy doesn't feed you. So I killed it. I buried the wishful thinking. I burned the vision board. I stopped praying for signs, and started swinging the hammer. No more someday, no more if only. No more waiting for perfect timing. I woke up, and I got to work. Not glamorous work. Not easy work. Just honest sweat. Late nights. Early mornings. Saying no when everyone else said yes. Showing up when no one else cared. And slowly, reality started to shift. Not because I dreamed harder. Because I did more. So kill your wishes. You don't need more daydreams. You need days of doing. You don't need a perfect plan. You need to start. Right here. Right now. With what you've got. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is work. They thought I'd stay weak. That was their first mistake. They saw me struggling. And they thought that meant I'd stay down. They thought I was too soft. Too slow. Too broken. They mistook quiet for weakness. They mistook pain for the end. They thought because I didn't bark back, I wouldn't bite back. That was their mistake. Because while they were talking, I was training. While they were pointing, I was preparing.
While they were doubting, I was becoming. They thought I'd stay down forever. But they forgot one thing. Pain makes fighters. I turned every bruise into muscle. Every failure into fuel. Every insult into armor. And now I walk past the same people who laughed at me. And they don't laugh anymore. Because they can't. Because they see it now. I didn't just survive. I built myself. Brick by brick. Hit after hit. So if they're underestimating you, let them. Their doubt isn't your weight, it's your wings. Let them sleep on you. Just make sure they wake up to something they can't deny. This pain. It's not a curse. It's a catalyst. Pain isn't here to stop you. It's here to start you. It doesn't come to crush. It comes to call you out. That fire in your chest, that ache in your gut, that's not weakness. That's signal. It's your body screaming. Get up. Move. Fight. Pain wakes people. Pain sharpens focus. Pain makes you pay attention to what really matters. It's not the enemy. It's the alarm clock. So stop asking why me, and start asking what now. Because you can't escape pain. But you can use it. Turn it into movement. Turn it into growth. Turn it into proof that you're still in the game. This isn't the end. It's the ignition. Your struggle isn't the problem. Your silence is. Struggling doesn't make you weak. Staying silent does. Too many people are drowning quietly, smiling while they sink, pretending while they break. The world doesn't change for quiet pain. It changes when you speak, when you show up real, when you stop hiding your hurt and start building through it. You think being silent protects you. It doesn't. It just keeps you stuck. Speak, stand, fight. Because silence is exactly what the world wants from you. Stay quiet. Stay small. Stay safe. But you weren't made for silence. You were made for strength. Even if your voice shakes. Even if your hands tremble.
Say something. Do something. Because your struggle isn't the end. It's the beginning. But only if you stop hiding. Turn their laughter into legacy. You want revenge? Don't shout. Show. You want payback? Don't clap back. Climb. Because you don't need their respect. You don't need their approval. You don't even need their apology. You need results. Real ones. The kind that speaks louder than any insult ever thrown at you. They laughed. Fine. Turn their laughter into your launch. Into something they can't laugh at. Build so strong they choke on their doubts. Live so real they can't ignore your name. Not because you want to prove them wrong, but because you're finally proving yourself right. Turn that mockery into memory. Turn that fire into focus. Turn that pain into presence. You're not here to settle the score. You're here to build something they can't tear down. A legacy. Not built on revenge, but on proof. Let them laugh. You're not just surviving. You're becoming someone they'll never forget. Rock bottom doesn't break you. It builds you. Rock bottom is cold. It's quiet. It's the kind of silence that screams at you. No phone calls. No texts. No one checking in. You wake up tired. You go to bed empty. And somewhere in the middle, you wonder if this is just what life is now. You check your pockets. Nothing. You check your bank. Less than nothing. You check your heart. And even that feels drained. Rock bottom isn't just about being broke. It's about being invisible. It's about watching the world move on without you. But listen closely. That silence. That's not your ending. That's your foundation. See, rock bottom strips away everything fake. It takes your masks. It crushes your pride. And it leaves you with only one thing. You. No distractions. No delusions. Just raw, brutal truth. And that's where real strength is born. Because when you've got nothing to lose, that's when you stop playing small. That's when you stop asking for permission. That's when you finally start building. You don't rise from rock bottom by being rescued. You rise because you refuse to stay there. So if you're in that dark place now, don't curse it. Use it. Let it shape you. Because rock bottom doesn't break warriors. It builds them. Excuses are expensive. And you're already broke. Every time you say I can't, you're paying for it. Not with cash, but with time. With opportunity. With the life you keep saying you want. Excuses cost you progress. They steal your focus. They drain your energy. You say you're tired. So is everybody else. You say you don't have support. Most people don't. You say it's hard. Of course it is. That's the point. You think your problems are special. They're not. Everyone's got a story. The difference is what they do with it. Excuses feel safe. They make you feel like it's not your fault. But while you're explaining why you can't, someone else is out there proving they can with less than you. You're already broke. Broke on time. Broke on energy. Broke on chances. And every excuse you make just makes that debt deeper. So ask yourself, are you buying comfort today at the cost of your future? Or are you ready to cash in every excuse and finally build something real? You've got everything you need. So why are you waiting? You've got a mind. You've got a voice. You've got a body. You've got breath in your lungs and pain in your chest. That's fuel. So what are you waiting for? Permission. Approval. A sign from the sky. Let me tell you something. No one's coming to save you. No one's handing you a perfect moment. You keep saying I'll start when I have more money. When I feel more ready. When things settle down. That when is killing your now. You've got YouTube. You've got Google. You've got books, podcasts. Free knowledge everywhere. You've got time. But you're wasting it scrolling. You've got talent. But you're hiding it behind fear. You don't need better tools. You need better belief. You think the greats had more than you. Most of them had less. They just stopped waiting. So stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending you need more to get started. What you really need is to start. Pain wasn't my problem. My mindset was. Pain was always there. In my wallet. In my body. In my heart. But the real problem. It was between my ears. See, pain didn't stop me. My thinking did. I thought I wasn't good enough. I thought the world owed me. I thought if I just waited long enough, something would change. It didn't, because pain doesn't ruin your life. Your mindset does. I used to see every failure as proof I should quit. Now I see it as data, as feedback, as a test. I used to take pain personally. Now I take it seriously. It's not here to hurt me. It's here to sharpen me. The shift didn't happen overnight. It happened the day I stopped blaming and started owning. Pain wasn't my enemy. My excuses were. So if you're tired of losing, stop changing your goals. Change your mind. Because once that flips, nothing can stop you. Complainers watch. Builders win. There are two kinds of people. Those who talk, and those who build. Complainers have long lists of problems. Builders have long nights of work. Complainers want sympathy. Builders want results. One stands still. The other keeps moving. Bloody tired, but moving. And here's the truth. No one builds while complaining. And no one complains while building. So pick your lane. Do you want comfort or progress? Do you want to vent or win? Because the people at the top, they didn't whine their way there. They worked. You can be pitied or you can be paid. You don't get both. You've got a choice. Do you want people to feel sorry for you, or do you want them to respect you? Because you don't get both. You can't play the victim and the victor at the same time. You can't beg for comfort and chase greatness.
You want pity? That's easy. Just keep telling the world how hard it is. Keep replaying your worst moments. Keep collecting attention for your wounds. But if you want to get paid, you've got to show up when it hurts. You've got to keep going when nobody sees you. You've got to trade the applause for action. This isn't about chasing money. It's about choosing power, choosing strength, choosing the grind that builds real respect. The world doesn't pay people who need help. It pays people who bring help. So decide, do you want comfort or currency, pity or power? You can't live in both worlds. Pick one and build like you mean it. If you're still blaming, you're still bleeding. As long as you're pointing fingers, you're still in pain. As long as it's their fault, you haven't taken control. Blaming feels good for a second, but it keeps the wound open, keeps the power in someone else's hands. You want to heal? Stop waiting for an apology. Stop needing them to fix it. They're not coming. It's not about who hurt you. It's about what you do next. You're bleeding because you're stuck in the past, because you're still feeding the fire that burned you. But once you own it, the pain loses its grip, and you get your power back. So stop blaming. Start building. Stop bleeding. Start healing. This is your life. Your fight. Your win. Take it. You will lose friends. You will lose sleep. But you will find yourself. Here's the truth most won't tell you. You're going to lose people, not because they're evil, but because they don't understand where you're going. You'll miss birthdays. You'll say no more than yes. You'll cancel plans. And every time you level up, you'll feel a little more alone. Friends will fade. Sleep will get shorter. And some days even your confidence will crack. But you'll keep going, not because it's easy, but because something inside you refuses to stay the same. You'll trade comfort for clarity, noise for silence, approval for purpose. And in the process, you'll find something deeper than friendship. You'll find something stronger than support. You'll find you, the version of yourself that doesn't flinch under pressure. The one who keeps showing up when no one's cheering. The one who knows that every sacrifice today is shaping the life they've been hungry for. So yes, you will lose friends. You will lose sleep. But what you'll gain, it's unshakable. It's real. It's yours. You will finally meet the person you were born to become. 4 a.m. wake-ups, closed doors, and a stomach full of fire. You want to know what chasing something real looks like. It's not glamorous. It's not fun. It's waking up before the sun, dragging yourself out of bed when the rest of the world is still asleep. No crowd, no cheer, just you. And that fire that won't go out. You close the door, you cut the noise, you train, you study, you work. While everyone else is sleeping off their comfort, you're wide awake chasing your discomfort. Because obsession doesn't punch a clock. It doesn't care about weekends. It doesn't wait for motivation. It just grinds. This isn't about balance. This is about sacrifice. Your mind, it's locked in. Your heart, it's pounding. Your gut, it's on fire. And if they ask why you're doing all this, you won't even bother answering. Because some things aren't meant to be explained. They're meant to be earned. No applause, no spotlight, just you and your hunger. No applause, no spotlight, no recognition, just silence, just grind, just hunger. There's no crowd at the bottom, and there's no crowd at the top. And in between, there's nothing but the sound of your own breath and your own battle. No cameras, no praise, no pats on the back, just you and your why. You're not chasing compliments. You're chasing something real. And real growth doesn't happen in front of people. It happens when no one's watching. It happens in the quiet. It happens when you're too tired to go on. But you go anyway. This isn't about being seen. This is about becoming. So stop waiting for the crowd. You don't need noise. You need work. And if the world never claps, let your results speak instead. Success is a mountain, and it gets lonelier the higher you go. Success is a mountain, steep, cold, silent. At the bottom, it's crowded. Everyone's excited. Everyone's loud. Everyone's posting about how far they're going to go. But as you climb, the voices fade, the path narrows, and the air gets thin. You start losing people, not because you push them away, but because they stopped climbing. You realize most people don't want the top. They just want to be seen starting. You're not like them. You're built for the silence. You're built for the stretch. You're built for the kind of altitude that makes others dizzy. And when you get higher, you'll face yourself. No distractions. No noise. Just one question. Will you keep climbing even when no one's with you? If the answer is yes, you're already halfway there. Can you be loyal to your vision when no one claps? Can you stay loyal when the room is empty? When no one says good job? When no one even notices? Can you show up when the only voice cheering is your own? Because that's what it takes. Can you stay focused, stay hungry, stay true to your vision, even when it feels like no one else believes? That's not weakness, that's strength. Loyalty to your own path, even when it's lonely, is what separates the ones who wish from the ones who win. Shut the world out, lock in, get obsessed. You want to change your life. Shut the world out. Shut out the noise. Shut out the opinions. Shut out the distractions. Lock in, dial in. Get so focused they think you disappeared. Let them wonder where you went. Let them think you're crazy. While they scroll, you study. While they party, you plan. While they sleep, you build. Don't ask for balance. Ask for fire. Don't seek motivation. Seek obsession. Because this isn't about dabbling. This is about dominating. You don't owe the world updates. You owe yourself results. So disappear for a while. Get quiet. Get dangerous. And when you come back, let your work do the talking. Let your grind show them what focus really looks like. Because once you lock in, nothing can stop you. One win, $1, one moment, that changed everything. It didn't start with 1 million. It didn't start with applause. It started with one sale, one breakthrough, one tiny crack in the wall of failure. I remember it like it just happened. The first dollar I earned doing what I love. It wasn't the amount that mattered. It was the meaning. That single moment said, "You're not crazy. This isn't just a dream. It's possible." I didn't scream. I didn't celebrate. I just sat there in silence, feeling everything shift. The world didn't know it yet, but I had just changed. Because when you get your first win, it hits different. It's not just money. It's proof. Proof that you can bend reality. Proof that effort stacks. Proof that belief, when backed by obsession, creates results. It doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be real. And once it's real, you never go back. Same me, new mindset, that changed the whole game. People think I became someone new, that I found some magic switch. But here's the truth. I didn't become someone else. I just became who I really was. Same face, same name, same past. But my mindset, that's what changed. I stopped waiting, stopped wishing, stopped making excuses. I started thinking different. Started seeing problems as opportunities. Started treating failure like feedback. I didn't pray for an easier life. I built a stronger back. The moment I shifted internally, everything outside began to shift with me. It wasn't instant. It wasn't pretty, but it was real. The world didn't change. I did. And that one decision, to think different, to believe different, that's what flipped the game. They saw money. I saw proof I wasn't crazy. When it started working, they saw dollar signs. They saw views. They saw numbers. But I saw something else. I saw validation. I saw proof. I saw every sleepless night wasn't for nothing. They said, "Wow, you're making money now." I said, "No, I'm making sense now." Because all I ever wanted was to know I wasn't insane for believing in myself when nobody else did. The money? It was just the receipt. I didn't get lucky. I got focused. They love to throw the word around, lucky, like I tripped and fell into success, like I scratched a ticket and everything changed. Nah, I didn't get lucky. I got focused. I stopped chasing 10 things. I picked one. I didn't dabble. I drowned in it. I cut out the distractions, the parties, the noise, the people who didn't get it. I turned off the phone, turned up the pressure, and every single day, I showed up. Not when I felt like it, not when it was convenient. Every single day. Luck is for lottery tickets. This was war, and focus was my only weapon. You're not too late. You're too distracted. Let me tell you something loud and clear. You're not behind. You're not too old. You're not too broken. You're just too distracted. Scrolling, comparing, doubting. You've got the tools. You've got the time. You've got the potential. But you're bleeding it all away, one notification at a time. While you watch others win, you could be building. But watching is easier, isn't it? Commenting is easier. Complaining is easier. Let me ask you something. What if you gave your goal the same focus you give your feed? What if you treated your future like a full-time job? You're not waiting on the right time. The right time is waiting on you. So stop saying it's too late. You're not out of time. You're out of focus. Fix that, and everything changes. First they laughed. Now they applaud. They used to laugh, not behind my back, to my face. They joked. They whispered. They pointed fingers like I was a punchline. You really think you're gonna make it? Why don't you just be realistic? They mocked the grind. They rolled their eyes at the dream. They labeled me crazy because I wanted more. But now those same mouths are clapping. They see the results. They hear the noise. And suddenly, the kid they laughed at is someone they want to take a picture with. Funny, right? The same people who couldn't see your vision will show up once it's trending. The ones who vanished during the struggle will reappear when the spotlight hits. And you know what? You don't even need to say a word. You let your results speak. That applause, it's not validation. It's confirmation that you were never crazy, just early. I don't hate them. I thank them. I could hold a grudge. I could curse their names. But I don't. Because the pain they gave me, it was fuel. Because the doors they slammed made me build my own. They betrayed me. Good. It taught me to trust my gut. They mocked me perfect. It taught me to build quietly. Every insult was a breadcrumb. Every doubt was a clue. They didn't destroy me. They directed me. So no, I don't hate them. I thank them. Because without their mockery, I might have stayed comfortable. I might have stayed soft. But they made me sharp. And that was the gift. They'll love you when it's trendy. Will you love yourself when it's lonely? It's easy to get love when you've got the cars, the house, the followers. When you're winning, they all want to stand beside you. But where were they when it was just you and your broken dreams? When you were crying at night and still showing up in the morning? Here's the truth. Crowds are seasonal. But self-worth? That has to be permanent. Because the world's love is loud, but it's not loyal. So the question isn't, will they cheer for you? It's, will you cheer for yourself when no one else does? Build that kind of love, that kind of belief, that kind of loyalty to yourself. Because trends fade, but your purpose, that's forever. Success isn't revenge, it's revelation. You think success will silence the haters, that it'll shut them up, that it's your ultimate clapback. It's not. Success doesn't end anything. It exposes everything. You find out who's real. You find out who just wants the perks. You find out who only loved the struggle story, but can't handle the win. Success reveals motives. It uncovers masks. It clears the fog. It's not revenge. It's clarity. And sometimes, that's more painful than the grind. Because now you see people clearly, and realize who was never really with you. But that's okay. Because now, you walk forward lighter. No fake love. No dead weight. Just truth. What if their mockery was actually a test? Think about it. What if the hate wasn't meant to break you, but to build you? What if every insult wasn't rejection, but redirection? What if their laughter was just the test, to see if you really wanted it bad enough? Sometimes, life disguises your lessons as pain. Sometimes, purpose comes dressed in humiliation. And maybe, just maybe, that mockery was your entrance exam. And look at you now. You passed. They mocked me. They doubted me. Now they can't look away. They mocked me, said I was wasting my time, said I was chasing shadows. They doubted me, told me to be realistic, told me I wasn't built for it. They laughed when I tried, rolled their eyes when I failed, walked away when I struggled. But I stayed silent. I stayed focused. I stayed grinding. And now they're watching. Now they're curious. Now they can't look away. Because I turned every insult into intensity, every doubt into discipline, every laugh into leverage. They once ignored me. Now they can't scroll past me. They once doubted me. Now they ask how I did it. And I'll tell you the truth. It was never about proving them wrong. It was about proving myself right. So let them watch. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. Because once the flame is lit, you don't need applause. You just need to burn. Don't clap for me. Go build yours. Don't clap. Don't cheer. Don't stand up for me. This story, it's not about me. It's about you. You've heard the pain. You've felt the fire. Now what? You gonna scroll away inspired? Or lock in obsessed? This isn't entertainment. It's a challenge. So don't clap for me. Go bleed for your own. Go suffer for your own. Go build your own. Because I didn't come this far to be your motivation. I came to wake you up. Now rise. You don't need motivation. You need a reason. Motivation is weak. It's loud today, gone tomorrow. But purpose, that stays. That burns through the dark. That screams louder than doubt. You think you need motivation. No, you need a reason. A reason to get up at 4 a.m. A reason to keep going when it's hard. A reason to bleed and not beg. Find your reason, and you won't need hype. You'll be dangerous in silence. You'll move mountains with no applause. Motivation fades. Purpose fights. So dig deep. What's your reason? Find it. Then go. Nobody's coming. But you can still rise. Nobody's coming. Not your friends. Not your family. Not the government. Not the algorithm. No savior. No shortcut. Just you. Your grit. and your grind. It's a hard truth, but it's also freedom. Because if no one's coming, then you don't have to wait. You don't have to ask. You don't have to beg. You can rise now. You can build now. You can lead now. All it takes is one decision, to stop blaming and start becoming. Nobody's coming, but you. You're more than enough. The best revenge is results. Now go earn yours. They hurt you. They left you. They laughed at you. Good. Now give them silence. Give them distance. Give them results. Let your actions scream. Let your life preach. Because the best revenge ain't pain. It's proof. Now shut up the world and go earn yours. They mocked me for being poor. I was just pre-rich. They looked at my clothes, my shoes, my life, and they laughed. They saw poverty. I saw potential. They called me broke. I called it temporary. They thought I was failing. I was just forming. See, being poor isn't an identity. It's a chapter, a moment, a starting line. I wasn't less than, I was just not yet. Because every empire starts in dust. Every king was once counted out. Every legend was once laughed at. So when they mocked me for being poor, they didn't realize they were witnessing the prequel. They weren't laughing at a failure. They were laughing at a future millionaire. Before the commas came, I wasn't poor. I was just pre-rich. I wasn't broke. I was underground, like a seed. They thought I was buried. They thought I was done. But seeds don't die. Underground, they grow. Darkness doesn't mean death. It means development. No spotlight, no stage, just silent struggle and unseen roots. I wasn't broke. I was becoming. And when the time came, I broke through the dirt, and I reached for the sky. They laughed, I built. They doubted. I delivered. They laughed. I stayed quiet. They mocked. I mapped. They doubted. I dreamed. They whispered. I worked. They posted. I planned. They watched. I won. Because while they talked, I took action. While they judged, I built Judgment Day. Now they stare in silence. Now they scroll in shock. I didn't just respond. I rewrote the script. The next time they laugh, smile. That's your fuel tank filling. Let them laugh. Let them joke. Let them doubt. Every insult, fuel. Every laugh, pressure in the tank. You don't fight mockery with anger. You fight it with elevation. You rise. You evolve. You explode. So the next time they laugh, smile. Because they just added gas to your fire. Be the storm they never saw coming. Quiet. Grind. Silent steps. No warning. Just thunder when you arrive. Just lightning when you speak. Just a downpour of results they never believed in. Be the calm now. Then become the chaos. Be the storm they never saw coming.